For this example, there is a rocket constantly accelerating at a rate of 20 meters per second for a total time of 30 seconds. We wish to find the average velocity of this rocket on its upwards arc. First, we want to bring out the distance equation. The distance equation states that distance equals velocity initial multiplied by time plus 1/2 acceleration multiplied by time squared. In our case, our initial velocity is 0 meters per second, our time is 30 seconds, and 1/2 of our acceleration is 10 meters per second. Inputting these numbers into the equation gives us a total distance of 9,000 meters for the first part of our acceleration. Next, we wish to find velocity. The equation for velocity is velocity equals acceleration multiplied by time. We input our numbers. Our acceleration is 20 meters per second squared, and our time is 30 seconds, giving us an answer of 600 meters per second. Next, we want to find our total time spent decelerating until we hit 0 meters per second. To find this, we take our acceleration, which is the force of gravity, we take our velocity final, which is 0 meters per second, and our velocity initial, which is 600 meters per second, and divide that by time. This gives us a total time of 61.22 seconds. For our next step, we again want to bring out the distance equation. This time, our initial velocity is 600 meters per second, our time is 61.22 seconds, and 1/2 of our acceleration is 4.9 meters per second squared. This time, we are subtracting the second half of the equation because we are being pulled in the downward direction by gravity. Doing out the math, we find that our final distance is 18,367.35 meters. After this, we want to add the values we got for the initial period of acceleration and the period of deceleration together. This will give us a final distance of 27,367.35 meters and a final time of 91.22 seconds. For the last step, we want to bring out the distance for velocity. Velocity equals distance divided by time. For this, we take out our distance of 27,367.35 meters and divide it by 91.22 seconds. This gives us an average velocity of 300.01 meters per second. It is important to note that this is only the average velocity and that the rocket is not constantly at this velocity during the entire trip.